Hi, in this video I'm going to share with you some tips and strategies on purchasing a new home. Over the course of my career I've gotten a lot of questions from people about buying new homes, and there seems to be a lot of confusion about it. So I want to go over a few of the different tips and tricks I've learned in my time as a realtor in terms of purchasing new homes. One of the questions I often get asked is, how long does it take? It takes a lot longer. A lot of people think it takes a lot longer than purchasing a resale home. The reality is, depending on what type of home you're looking for, a lot of builders are tract builders or builders that have a lot of homes already built on inventory. So if you don't need to choose your tile and cabinetry and things like that, there are lots and lots of inventory homes available for you to purchase from a lot of builders. There really are two different types of builders out there. There's your large kind of production builders like Lennar, D.R. Horton, and many others. And then there's a lot of builders that are custom builders, smaller companies like MAS Construction in our area, and many, many others. And the reality is, if you're not looking for a custom home, but rather something that's just a new home, there are many, many options in the area. Which actually brings me point number two, which is there are so many communities out there it can be very overwhelming. The reality is there's not a great centralized database where you can find all the new home communities in the area. In fact, most builders don't even post everything online. They just simply, they're focused on building homes and selling homes, but they're not spending a lot of time putting their communities up there. And if you don't know the name of the community or where to look or the names of the builders, it can be really hard to find new home construction. The other issue is that a lot of realtors aren't familiar with new home construction either. So when they get a client who's interested in purchasing a home, they automatically go to resale because there's a big database of resale homes available, and it's kind of an easier search. Fortunately, if you work with the right realtor and you're interested in new home construction, a knowledgeable new home construction realtor knows the communities, usually has built relationships with the salespeople at the different builders, and can find inventory to send to you relatively quickly. So that's something to definitely keep in mind if you're really thinking about new home construction. One of my other tips is, in terms of new home construction, is one of the questions I often get asked is about doing a home inspection. And I recommend getting a home inspection no matter what type of home you're buying. And the reason for that is, while I believe most of the builders build very good products, there are subcontractors and more subcontractors and more subcontractors that work on a given home in a given community. And the reality is that, it could be somebody had a bad day. There's no way for the builder themselves necessarily, or the foreman, to come out and check every little detail. And so it's important to have your own home inspection for around $400 or $500 to have some peace of mind that something major wasn't missed. I see horror stories all the time of people who bought new homes and there was some major issue missed somewhere along the way that could have been resolved from a home inspection. One of the final things I want to talk about, and then I'll do a part 2 to this video later, but one of the final things I want to talk about with new home construction is that you can't use a realtor. And that couldn't be any further from the truth. The reality is that most new home communities do have salespeople on staff. Their job is to sell homes, and they represent the builder. So while they're all very nice, I actually consider a lot of them friends of mine and interact with them on a regular basis. You have to keep in mind that their primary job is to represent the builder. They're not necessarily there to represent your interests. So by all means, bring a realtor with you when you go to a new home construction. I don't advise just driving in or walking in, because at that point they'll register you, and then it'd be very hard for a realtor to represent you because they won't include the realtor on the deal. So it's real important that up front you talk to a realtor that's knowledgeable about new home construction and can help you through the process and help you avoid any other pitfalls. If you have any questions about new home construction, feel free to contact me. I'd love to help you.